And now for something completely different.
All right, and we are live once again. Hey everybody, what's up? Madman here, and welcome to a brand new streaming session. And tonight, well, the internet has waited long, as well as the rest of the universe. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are starting Resident Evil 8: The Village. Now, the reason why I didn't start with jumping into the game, early to, obviously get through the day one fixes and all that stuff is the Resident Evil past Resident Evil 7 has been kind of, I don't want to say filled with mystery, but let's just say after how in Resident Evil 7, which I bought also on sale, let's face it, we know hey Elijah, I was going to buy this game, but I don't know. Well, Elijah, allow me to be the test subject for tonight. But yes, so Resident Evil Village, apparently from what I've been seeing on the internet, is like a combination of Resident Evil 4 meets Resident Evil 7. Which I liked Resident Evil 7. It was one of my favorites. I think mainly just because it was not only simple controls, but also a really good story, as well as a really great use of environment, characters, storytelling. Resident Evil 7 is definitely good. I mean, nothing will beat the original, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And I'll say this, Resident Evil 4 is also pretty fucking good. But yes, we're going to be diving into Resident Evil 8 today, which, let's face it, the internet's been pretty much been making memes and everything about the tall lady. I mean, hell, somebody made an actual porn mod for Resident Evil 8 and the game wasn't even out yet, which pretty much that's the that's the power of Resident Evil. But yes, well, like I was saying, I didn't jump into the game already to like go through all the day one stuff and everything. It was mainly just because Resident Evil games are getting a little bit more mysterious about shit that might play once you start off and never play again. Elijah, Resident Evil 4 will always be the king, honestly. I will say this, Resident Evil 4 made use of a better third-person angle instead of using like the fixed camera positions, as well as also, let's face it, they brought back Leon, they did a lot more weapon custom. Let's just say Resident Evil 4 just hit it on the fucking head. So also don't be too shocked if you see that game pop up, especially for the Halloween horror stream. And also, there's this other game coming soon called Resident Evil Reverse, which it kind of looks like a multiplayer game or something, but it isn't even out yet. But anyway, yeah, let's dive into the world. Yes, allow. You need to install. Really? So apparently Resident Evil said I need to install something else. It's a multiplayer battle royale. So Resident Evil Reverse, oh geez. Every game's gonna have a battle royale mode. Before it was just standard multiplayer. Now it's like everything needs a battle royale. Hopefully Capcom can really make a good one. I wouldn't mind a horror royale. I mean, game. Re-engine. This game has an oh, so far kind of like Resident Evil 7. English. Subtitles on. And also, ladies and gentlemen, to answer your question, I don't know why the screen is like this. Hopefully we can get into the settings and change it so it gets bigger. Oh, I actually have to scroll through this. Oh. You should be able to change it. Yeah, I want that on that, Elijah. Maybe this is just like the settings screen. The following item: Samurai Edge, Mr. Everywhere Weapon Charm. Mr. Everywhere. I heard of Mr. X, but never Mr. Everywhere. You can purchase these from the merchant in the game. Oh, please tell me they brought back the merchant from Resident Evil 4. The following options: Resident Evil 7 found footage filter, Resident Evil 7 go safer music to go tell Aunt Rudy. Oh, that's awesome! Because I shit you not, guys. I actually have that song on my phone. Hold on a second, let me pull it up. See? Go tell Aunt Rudy. Let me just say, this song is very haunting. But that's the thing that kind of blows my mind. I wonder if horror can now be another genre, or it's always been around, a genre for music. Because, I mean, a while back, there was a chorus and orchestra. Well, I mean, there, of course, there was an orchestra. But there was actually a flat-out chorus who actually did the soundtrack for Call of Duty Zombies. We're talking Beauty of Annihilation, The One, 115. They actually did a very awesome job from some of the footage I saw. The Tragedy of Ethan Winters Concept, Baker Incident Report. Village of Shadows difficulty. Oh, I do not like the sound of that. No. The village already sounds scary. A lot scarier than the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Let's face it. We kind of figured out that plot twist as soon as we saw the movie. Would you like a recap? Recommend for the... Okay, let's say I didn't play Resident Evil 7. But I have played it multiple times a year. But let's just say I didn't. Let's assume I'm an idiot and I didn't play Resident Evil 7.
Okay. Where to start? My name? It's Ethan. Ethan Winters. It's been 3 years since everything happened at the Baker house. I was looking for my wife, who disappeared. I got an email from her. She told me to come get her. And of course, that's how I ended up in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. I found Mia being held captive in a dark basement. She wasn't thinking right. She attacked me like some kind of wild animal. Later on, I found out that she was infected by a special kind of mold. I looked all over the house trying to find an antidote, a vaccine, anything. The people who lived there were already infected. What was left of them wasn't human. The source of the infection was a bioweapon that looked like a little girl. Her name was Evelyn. I fought the fucked up family and was able to treat Mia's symptoms with a serum. Then Chris Redfield and his soldier buddies showed up and saved the both of us. Is that enough? I really don't want to talk about what happened anymore. It's all over now.
Oh my god, the loading screen is a typewriter. Isn't that old school Resident Evil? The Village. Yeah, I'm aware, ladies and gentlemen, that this screen is a little weird. And having flashback to Wesker. Yeah. Alright, options. Camera. Game settings. Damage normal. Display tutorials. Aim assist on. Display. Display area. Display mode. Windowed. There we go. There's our fix, ladies and gentlemen. There's our fix, ladies and gentlemen. Graphics memory. Oh, we're not even hitting the max yet. Sweet. But yeah, there we go. Display. Screen resolution. Refresh rate. Frame rate. Variable. Yeah, let's just keep it locked in at 60. Or it's supposed to be variable. Or yeah, let's keep it as variable just to see how well that works, as well as we'll change it later. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that recap, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty fucking cool. The recap kind of made it feel like Ethan was being interrogated like right after he got rescued. So that was pretty awesome. Alright, audio, we have headphone, dynamic range, language, English and English. Resident Evil found footage filter. No, but let's turn that on though, because I really like using that one. Display weapons charms. Alright, cool. Tape record. Oh, that's cool. You can actually change the effect to make it look like the tape recorder. Default. that's awesome. Wait, let's take a look at the key bindings. Let me just take a look at what we're working with. All right, aim, attack, examine item, reload, guard is space, use recovery items. Oh, I actually got buttons I can actually use. Shit. Use recovery items. Which is control, zoom it in and out on a sniper rifle. Move forward. Shift. Alright, crouch, we'll turn that to, there we go. Make that my standard. Run is shift. You know what, I got another idea for block. Switch weapons. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause is P. Oh shit, so pause is P. So hitting escape won't change it. Open inventory tab. Or I. Menu's okay. Cancel. Shit. Move. Whew. All right. Cursor lock. Constantly. Oh, actually, you know, I should probably do cursor lock. As well as let me turn up the volume for you guys a bit. Yeah, cursor lock. Let's kind of keep that. Okay, I'm already looking at this scarecrow and it's already scaring the fuck out of me. Bonuses, movies, Village of Shadows. Oh, that's great that it's a child's book. That totally doesn't make it 50,000 times scarier. Oh, okay. Oh, we can actually do this again. You know what? Let's just play it again. Just, oh, it's not the video. But, you know, let's take a look into this. All right, reports depict my investigations of evidence after incident at the Baker residence. Baker, July 2017. A number of people lost their lives. Residents in the middle of American countryside. It was truly tragic. Still don't know the exact number of victims. 2 survivors, husband and wife Ethan and Mia Winters, were able to move to shed some light on the life of the defense of the world, but which the world shook up. But there was a cover-up, and the Winters vanished. Oh, that's great. They got MIA. There is someone or something powerful acting behind the scenes. I just know it. Yeah, it's called the Umbrella Corporation. Duh. And Wesker. Duh. I decided to investigate to follow the breadcrumbs after what happened. How can I be sure? Because I'm someone who was there. First of all, how was this incident reported upon? It's discovered by the world. Let's take a look at some of the newspaper clippings from the time and see how the news was manipulated. It's called mass media, kid. The New World Order. Discover the incident. Local newspaper, the Daily. Have fun saying that fast. I can't even do it. But then again, I just kind of suck at pronunciation of it. Rainbow. Wesker is human garbage. No, he's just a biological freak. Pretty much think Frankenstein's monster if he was created correctly. Alright. County Sheriff had reported that the Baker family were found dead in their home in North Deauville on July 21st. The surrounding details are currently unknown. Apart from the deaths of Jack Baker, his wife Marguerite, and their son Lucas, and their daughter Zoe. Deputy Sheriff Dave Anderson has also been missing since the 19th, according to Deputy Sheriff Riley Whitford, who visited the Baker's residence around the same time of disappearance. Yeah, he was killed. All right, social media post from July 26th. That thing with the dead family wasn't there. Wasn't a giant black monster was there? You think that they were eaten by that thing? No way. It's not some cheesy horror movie. Old man Jack did say some crazy stuff. I remember him getting into a lot of fights. He probably killed his whole family and then offended himself. Lovely. Transcript the complaint of the country's office. I don't believe it. It's been 2 days already, but you haven't reported anything else. Was it a murder, accident, suicide? And what's with the National Guard sealing the place off? What are all you hiding? Alright, very little was reported shortly after the Baker incident was discovered, leading to rapid spread of rumors and speculation. The Bakers were completely isolated from the rest of the community, and sealing off the entire area around their home set things in motion. That is true. A lot of the house was boarded up pretty fucking good. I recall that there was a lot of public pressure on the press for information. I admit that at the time I was being held in quarantine by a certain organization, Umbrella, and couldn't see any of the news for myself. They finally allowed me to watch TV after a few days after I was flabbergasted by the stark difference between the reports and reality. The cover-up. I just thought of something cool real quick, but I want to finish this up real quick. The cover up. Local newspaper, sheriff's office on July 30th. Okay, so 3 days after the event. Sheriff's office say Baker family was killed by natural gas. Oh my god. Yeah, natural gas. That really made him go. Yeah. In a follow-up upon the deaths of the Baker family on July 21st, the Dulve, I think it's Dulve, how many countries stated it's likely due to this were caused by a hydrogen sulfide leak. So I'm going on a news talk for a moment. You ready? All right, Elijah, you go ahead. I'll just keep reading here while I'm working on this. The local area is surrounded by wetlands, which combined with concentration of pollution could have led to the buildup of toxic gas that claimed the lives of the Baker family. The leak has been blocked. However, the authorities have sealed off the area to prevent any future accidents. Jeez. The victims included were Jack Baker, Margaret Baker, Lucas Baker, Zoe Baker, Dave Anderson, Clancy James, Anders Strickland, Pete injured, Ethan, and Maya Winters. I'm assuming the other three were probably the film crew when they were doing their like Ghost Hunters knockoff or something. Our gaming news, personal, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, Elijah is pretty much our news media. He's our media liaison, as well as our Steam liaison. Resident Evil 9 is supposed to be the end of the Resident Evil 7 and is already in development. Wow. So Resident Evil 9 is the final stamp for this saga or phase. Social media outposts. Toxic hydrogen sulfide gas? They're kidding, right? I heard that there were soldiers, tanks, helicopters, whole shebang when it happened. The government's up to something for sure. And here comes the conspiracy theorists. A bunch of nut jobs like you would come out of the woodwork during the raccoon incident too. There was that black monster and that satellite photo of the shipwreck. You gotta admit something's fishy. Magazine inspector. And after an interview with Sally Baldwin, oh, we're bringing the Baldwins into this, great. Oh, professor of geological sciences at Medine University. Oh, different Baldwin. Interviewer. So you don't agree with the report that the sheriff's office said it was natural gas leak, Baldwin? We can't rule it out completely, but it's very unusual of all things considered. Hydrogen sulfide builds up in areas where there's a lot of volcanic activity. The town of Dulve, however, has no volcanic activity anywhere in the area. My own geological survey in 1998 revealed absolutely no hydrogen sulfide in that area. A tragic natural gas leak. That was the official stance in the Baker incident. Yeah, and Lee Harvey Oswald shot President JFK with a magic bullet. But this is complete fabrication. No fucking shit, good sir. Nothing about the murders in that house. Nothing about the terrifying monsters that stalked the halls and lived within its walls. Evidence someone was keeping the truth hidden. Really? You're telling me that a corporation or possible government is doing a whole entire fabrication and cover-up just to protect the truth? Wow, this is shocking. Also, by the way, I'm sorry, guys, if this is taking forever to read and stuff. It's just, this is actually kind of interesting because this feels like the actual not dossier, not decommissioned. Basically, the after report, the sit report, the incident report, actually. And Rainbow, I think Lee Harvey Oswald was a communist. Yep, he was a communist. He did go to Russia. He did have a life over there, and then he came back to the States to kill JFK. It's a whole... He was the perfect stoolie for this assassination. Elijah, it seems like 9 could have a lot of it because it's been developing for over 3 years. Whew! 3 years. That's 3 times as much as any Call of Duty game. The thing that surprised me the most was the fact that my name was on the list of victims. Ooh, this is gonna be... The organization still has me in quarantine. I was terrified of the whole thing could come to an end with me actually being among the deceased. Oh boy. Thankfully, it was a needless fear. The organization gave me a new identity and let me go. Yep, they went for the whole... Just, you know, your previous life no longer exists. This is your new life now. Probably kicked him out of a van and tossed him a file. The organization, you know, I guess they figured out I was harmless and didn't know anything else. Yeah, play the stupid card. That always works. I was allowed to live as a new person, apparently for my own safety. I tried to contact the other two survivors, Ethan and Mia. They saved my life after all. I wanted to at least thank them, but they completely disappeared. I'm trying to remember from... Yeah, Rainbow, witness protection. I'm trying to remember who else in Resident Evil 7. There wasn't a lot of other people. I mean, the deputy was killed. He was confirmed killed. His body got fucked up. I mean, Lucas, the family, the Bakers were definitely killed. There was no survivors. I mean, it's just... So who is this person? Unless we're talking about Red. No. I know that organization knows where they are, so I decided to investigate the BSAA. Okay, do I find it hilarious that BS is like their first name? Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. BS. Yeah. A counter-biological organization sanctioned by the United Nations. It was formed to combat the rise of bioterrorism after the collapse of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals. So, literally, after the events of Resident Evil 4. Because after Resident Evil 4, Leon said Umbrella Corporation fell apart, and it's just... Yeesh. Actually, Umbrella, thinking of it, just Umbrella falling apart actually does make sense. Like, all this biological tech would be on the rise. I mean, hell, after the fall of the Soviet Union, like with Chernobyl and stuff, I mean, there was actual nuclear material actually, like, stolen and shit like that. So, I can see this. They have combated terrorism across the world, including China and Europe, Resident Evil 6 and 5, and highly regarded as bioterrorist police. The BSAA finally intervened in the Baker incident, and they were the ones that saved Ethan, Mia, and I. So is this Zoe? I wonder if it's Zoe. Yeah, it is Zoe, because it has to be Zoe. Thanks to my detainment in their facility, I have a pretty good idea who all the members are. I was very, very persuasive when it came to asking them about the organization and top secret documents. The topic I was most interested in, of course, was the Baker incident. I wanted to know the truth the BSAA was hiding. The hidden truth. Magazine inspector, secret meeting between the sheriff and the international organization. One of the reporters has unearthed evidence that a secret meeting happened between the sheriff's office and the BSAA. Many have voiced their concerns about the legitimacy of the sheriff's office statement that incident the Baker estate was caused by toxic gas leak. Inspectors suspect that there might be more to the story, and the sheriff's really? Really? Hello, I'm Mike Rowe, and all I can say to this story is really. Inspector's office. We reached out to the sheriff's office, but they refused to give a statement. Not because there was a BSAA agent standing right behind him with a revolver to the back of his skull. No, that's absolutely false. Right? Agar McClintock. Whoa, hello. Final reports of the Baker incident. The following details: an investigation into biological disaster, Louisiana, also known as Baker. This document has its employees for Class B clearance and above. We concluded the Baker incident was caused by accidental contamination of a prototype weapon known as Evelyn. And also, let's face it, evil is in her name. Literally, evil. You can't spell her name without it. Just like how you can't spell Mark Hamill without Arkham in it. The residents of Baker household were contaminated by a mold-like pathogen, Mutamycete. I used to be able to, man, back in high school, I was able to read chemical, like, names and everything. I wonder what fucked up my brain. Anyway, Evelyn was capable of rapidly producing this mold, and it enabled her to control those infected both mentally and physically. Gotta love Resident Evil biological weapons. The Baker family were not the only victims. Evelyn manipulated Bakers into kidnapping dozens of people. The victims were infected and mutated into monstrous creatures called the Molded. Her family. Evelyn was originally created in Munich research facility by the international crime syndicate, The Connections. Okay, are you seriously telling me that a crime syndicate actually created this? You're telling me an underground circuit created a biological... Well, I mean, yeah, there's bioterrorism, but... Oh boy, The Connections. I'm pretty sure... You know what, Elijah? I got a good feeling that we're probably going to see The Connections in the next phase of Resident Evil. And I think we're going to need actual Umbrella to help out with this one. Rainbow, friendly reminder that DARE taught more about how to make drugs rather than why drugs are bad. That is true. If anyone grew up in the 90s, the DARE program was basically a a government program to basically teach kids not to use drugs and what they were, and it failed dramatically. Me, for example, prime example. But yeah, I mean, even at one point, Dare even saw caffeine, sugar. No, literally, it saw sugar and caffeine as drugs. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? We use that in food every day. And it was a failure project, and it cost a lot of taxpayer money. So thanks. Great. I appreciate that. Okay, according to Elijah. Okay, so according to fandom, Resident Evil 9 was supposed to be out sometime in 2024. It's supposed to be the final chapter of Resident Evil, and according to the fandom, the villains are supposed to be Jake Wesker, Ada Wong, Sherry Birkin, and to be honest, just take this with a grain of salt. I wonder why they want to end the Resident Evil franchise. I mean, this is like a staple of PlayStation. This is what made PlayStation big. But who knows? Maybe they're just ending this like phase, like, you know how the Marvel phase, how after the end of Infinity War and Endgame, that was the end of the Infinity Stones, and now we're going to be going into hopefully Doctor Doom. I mean, who knows? Maybe we got another Resident Evil phase. But I mean, if Capcom decides to end Resident Evil, I mean, they made a lot of stuff from it, but who knows? Maybe Capcom will go on to other projects. I mean, hopefully they don't. And for the love of God, Capcom, do not sell the franchise to anybody else, especially Konami. I mean, they're technically not scientifically wrong, but at the same time, caffeine isn't like THC or methamphetamines. Yeah, exactly. Rainbow, but still, caffeine and coffee isn't like caffeine and sugar isn't bad, but like, well, especially if you compare it to like say THC or methamphetamine. But anyway, okay. All right, so. Oh, yeah. BSAA dispatched a team to destroy Evelyn. The mission, however, was not successful, and Evelyn escaped. Oh, no. We are not letting that little girl. Oh, boy. Evelyn was then transferred to America by the connections via ship along. Oh, they're probably talking about Munich. Oh, all right. Evelyn was then transferred to America by the connections via ship along with her caretaker, Mia Winters. However, Evelyn managed to escape during the transport. She murdered most of the ship's crew and destroyed the ship. We believe she then abandoned the vessel and then washed up in the bayou near the Baker residence. And according to Elijah, my guess is Resident Evil 9 could end the saga, and then Capcom goes on hiatus on that franchise for something else to come up. Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, take a break, but don't complete... If they were to shelve the franchise for a while, I'd be like, okay, at least they shelved it, but at least they gave us some really fucking good games. But either way, I will say this, though. I'm definitely glad that my computer is actually handling all this. But then again, I'm just reading text reports, so... The aforementioned operation to eliminate Evelyn was a BSAA's failing. We cannot deny that as the resultant Evelyn infecting innocent victims or civilians, BSAA will have to take responsibility for these events ever to come to light. Already throwing them under the bus. Typical government agency. As such, we advised that a cover-up story is fed to the media and BSAA's involvement is kept quiet in a report. E-Series, the biological weapon analysis report. The biological analysis report of the E-Series, henceforth as Mutta, I can't even pronounce that right now, recovered from the Baker residence. City? Either way. Alright, can we just call it the virus? Or we'll call it the mold. We'll just call it the mold because that's what it is. The mold has similar characteristics to black mold and has incredibly high reproductive properties. It acts like a parasite, infecting the cells and rewriting the DNA of its host. Furthermore, when it combines with the bacteria, it creates its own muscle tissue, brain, and nervous system. Shit. You just gotta love how the fact that in the corner over there, you can see Evelyn too while you're reading this. And it feels like she's just staring into your soul while she's doing it, or thinking she found another victim. As such, an organism infected with the virus will turn into a type of undead monster. Bioweapon file report, a biological weapon constructed through the implantation of the virus into the mold into a human embryo. Aw, man, so you're telling me someone didn't even have a chance at life? Shit. Has the ability to infect with a fungal network and control the host through brainwave signals. Evelyn was driven by a natural instinct to create a family, and the infected victims she controlled were her surrogate family. However, due to an inactive defect in her chromosomes, Evelyn's cells reported at an accelerated rate, causing her to age rapidly and then die. So, in other words, if she was completely cut off, Like, if they went, let's put it this way. If they went full SCP on her ass, like, just contain the area around it, they could have just left her there and she would have eventually died. And Eliza, once again, take this with a grain of salt, but it may make some sense, and insiders suggest that following the conclusion of the current story arc in Resident Evil 9, the series would shift more to self-contained stories. All right, I kind of like that, like the idea of Resident Evil, so it kind of sounds like they're not kind of like the Bakers and the Winters. Like the Winters were they were just people that were just somehow got caught up in it. So I kind of like that. Self-contained stories. I like that. Not like some major conspiracy, but literally just people trying to survive. All right. The Connections report. The Connections is a crime syndicate with no base of operation. Their organization structure is unknown. However, we are aware of their actions on a global level. In recent years, they have been particularly active in Eastern Europe. Cold War tech, probably. Most of their activities appear to revolve around the creations and selling of biological weapons. Evelyn was one of their products. Yeesh. Man, tough break, kid. Yeah, we're halfway through the incident report, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I really appreciate you guys sticking with me while we're reading this, because this is actually really fucking interesting. Actually, matter of fact, I kind of did this with, this is why this kind of style, like reading up on everything, is what kind of got me back into Metal Gear Solid for Ground Zeroes. Alright. Reliable sources have confirmed that the criminal organization was founded by Brandon Bailey. Bailey is a shrewd man and was once the right-hand man of Oswell E. Spencer, CEO and president of Umbrella Corporation. His status locations unknown. Okay, so the guy basically pulled like Facebook. Or wait, am I using that correctly? Probably not. Bailey and Spencer became estranged due to differing visions, and Bailey used the connections he made working as director of Umbrella African Research Facility, branched off and found the crime scene. Okay, so the connections happened after Resident Evil 5, and then probably went into Resident Evil 6, and that's when we got the horror action instead of horror survival. The organization's main goal appears to be simply be commercial again for the investigations. And also, I'll just say this, I never completed Resident Evil 5 because my AI partner kept dying. The Baker, according to the BSAA's top secret documents, Baker incidents, I know it was just another statistic blip to be recorded. Rainbow, he pulled an Ashley Madison hack, minus the affair stuff. That fateful night when the tanker washed up in the bayou, Jack took the little girl from the shipwreck into their home, and then suddenly everyone went crazy and made us into monsters. So this is BSAA knew when they manipulated the media and covered the whole thing up. An easy thing to do, an organization with direct backing from the United Nations. They could have let anyone know it was them who let Evelyn caused all this escape. I continued the investigation and finally caught wind of Ethan and Maya's location. Okay, so yeah, Elijah, you know my pain. You hated the AI partner on Resident Evil 5, had to use a human partner. That makes sense. 4. Where the Winters are. BSAA Investigation Department, transcript interview with Ethan Winters. Audio begins. Show begin then? Please state your name and occupation. Ethan Winters. I'm a systems engineer. How many times do we have to go over this? Why weren't you going to let us go? Our interviews until now have been necessary to conclude if you had any ulterior motives. Yeah, he was going to look for his wife, jackass. Now we understand that you were just an innocent victim, this whole innocent. So, you're going to let us go? Yes, but we have one condition. What is it? You must star in a Resident Evil movie. Wah ha ha ha. No. We would like for you and your wife to remain under our supervision. In exchange, we can provide you with a new home, a new country. What are you saying? You want us to take on new identities? Wait, a new country? You want us to move to another country? Buddy, you want to move to another country? I say they're going to probably pick up the tab on everything. To a lovely country in Eastern Europe, to be precise. Europe? You gotta be kidding. Why the hell would we... Wait, this is taking... If they're moving to Europe, isn't this where Resident Evil 8 takes place? Oh my fucking god, this is all starting to connect. Of course it's gonna fucking connect. It's Resident Evil 7 going to Resident Evil... I'm an idiot. You're both witnesses to what happened. There's a certain criminal organization who is looking for you. We are doing our best this for your protection. Think of it as like witness protection. But why all the way to Europe without any say? You can forget everything you experienced here. Start a new life. It's better for both of you that way. There's no way we can forget everything that happened. I want to talk to Maya about this. Let me talk to Maya. Audio ends. Interview with Maya Winters. According to our examinations, you're mostly free of the mold now, Maya. Did you tell him about my past? No, as a sign of appreciation for your cooperation, BSAA has not indulged in your involvement with connections. I just want to return to a normal life with Ethan. To forget everything. Audio ends. Ethan and Maya are in Europe. I was ecstatic that I finally had a clue into their whereabouts. However, and I see mountains in the background. So now this is really getting interesting. Think of it as Lilyhammer, but not... Think of it as Lilyhammer, but you're not a mob boss. Ooh. However... Alright. There was where my investigation hit a brick wall. BSAA security is tight, and even with some acquaintances helping me out, no one knew where the winner's exact locations were. Well, that's the point of witness protection. Protect the location. Which makes sense when you consider an international crime syndicate is after him. See? 2 years passed and no progress. Sounds like my streaming career. I ended up working as a rookie reporter for a small newspaper in Nolans. The Baker incident has all but vanished from people's minds. Then one day a letter arrived at my tiny apartment. It was from no other than Mia Winters herself. Mia's letter. Hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. Thanks for just chatting. Jordan Resident Evil 4 VR being a Cult Quest 2 exclusive. The fans are worried. Elijah, I'm not a person who's getting into the world of VR. I'm sorry. I've tried VR. VR was impressive. Don't get me wrong, but I'm good. I don't need to see a zombie directly 2 inches away from my face. It's been a while, hasn't it? BSAA won't let us send any emails or letters, but I gave this directly to an employee to give to you, so it should be safe. Our location's still hidden. I've always wanted to tell you how thankful I am. Ethan and I would have died in that house if it wasn't for you. It must have been hard to fight along so long, so thank you. I can't tell you where we are, but we are safe and happy. I feel like we've settled down in our new life. The house BSAA gave us is huge. I don't know what they'll do with it. I don't know what to do with it at all. What is it in Resident Evil that I mean, I understand they need to make a large map, but come on, a large house all the time? Oh, that reminds me. There's a reason I wanted to write to you. Really. Lilyhammer was a Norwegian show that was available in the U.S. by Netflix. It was about a mob boss being relocated to Norway and dry humor ensues. I think I've seen it. Not seen the show, but seen a trailer for it. Ethan and I had a baby. I included a picture of her. I warned you, she was so cute. Aww. Aww. Oh, adorables. Happy half 1/2 birthday. Oh, it's adorable. Quick question though. Please tell me that Ethan was the one who did the deed, because if this is somehow connected... Oh god, what do I feel like in Resident Evil? We're gonna have to deal with the baby being like a biological weapon. Oh, for the love of God, please don't. We named her Rosemary. Isn't that such a wonderful name? I got a feeling that this is gonna be bad. I hope you can come and see her someday. Ethan wants to see you too. I've learned all kinds of local dishes. I'm sure you'll like them. No need to reply. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Take care of yourself, okay? Maya Winters. A letter from Maya and Ethan out of nowhere, and they have a daughter. I almost given up on finding them. I couldn't hold back the tears. I'm glad these 3 of them are happy with their new life. And you're gonna ruin it for them. No, that's a little harsh. Just as I went to close the mailbox, I spotted another envelope. It was embossed with the BSAA logo, the center unknown, and contained the following. Whoa! BSAA warning letter from Chris Redfield. Chris, we're going concerned about your recent activity. Okay, so it is Chris. This is the person. According to the reports, you have taken personal control of the elite unit, the Hound Wolf Squad, without permission. And you have accessed a number of top secret documents without any permission. What the hell are you doing? What are you and your squad doing in Eastern Europe? Who the fuck is this Miranda that keeps popping up in your correspondence? Miranda. What is with this investigation? Winters family. Hound Wolf Squad. Oh god, Chris Redfield has turned into a big boss, hasn't he? He's gone rogue. Okay, so and according to Elijah, so we could have a Resident Evil 4 remake in 2022, followed by Biohazard Apocalypse in 3rd quarter of 2023, and then the file concludes that Resident Evil Hunk in Hank in quarter 4 in 2024. Oh, well, at least the rest of Resident Evil. I'm pretty sure, I hate to sound like this guy, but I'm pretty sure COVID probably gave Capcom and the development writers for Resident Evil some more ideas. So Chris Redfield has gone rogue with an elite unit, Hound Wolf Squad. So yeah, he's become big boss. He even looks like boss. He even has the black trench overcoat and everything. So Elijah, so yeah, they're pretty busy. Yeah, but at least we're gonna get some cool material. All right, you You have been critical for BSAA since the Baker incident. You might be one of the founding original 11. Oh, please don't make this like the individual 11. Let's not bring Ghost in the Shell. But I cannot let you to continue to run around unchecked. So I'll repeat myself. What the hell are you doing? BSAA Headquarters Investigations. There was something scribbled on the back of this. It's not over. Shit. So we're legally required to hate Chris Redfield now. Gotcha. I don't know, Rainbow, for to hate Chris Redfield. I mean, remember with Big Boss, there was multiple snakes. There were some that were patriotic. There were some that went rogue. Let's just see what Chris Redfield did. I mean, okay, I'll say this. I never played any of the DLC for Resident Evil 7 because I kept getting sidetracked. But let's see how far this rabbit hole goes. I hate him since Resident Evil 5. Elijah, did you hate him because of the controls? No. Alright, let's see. It's not over. This is everything I have on the Baker incident. It's purely for my own reference. I don't intend to send it out to the general public. I will continue my investigation. Many have tried to get in my way, slow me down, but I'm doing this for my family. I won't give up. I know that someday I'll be able to give Ethan and Mia my thanks directly. At least I pray I can. My name is Zoe Baker, a survivor of the tragedy. So this was all written by Zoe Baker. Elijah, maybe. So this was Zoe Baker. So this was all her. But wait, if she was working in the news, wouldn't the people recognize her? Unless she was completely isolated. Then again, I prefer Leon over Chris. Well, I think everybody from the Resident Evil 5 franchise prefers Leon over Chris. But Chris is kind of like the black sheep of the organization so far. Baker incident report, end. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually really, really happy I read that. Special bonus Resident Evil movies. Okay. Okay, so we can recommend for those who have not played Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, but I'm pretty sure everybody has played Resident Evil 7. Because, I mean, it was a good game. It was really good. But, you know what? I'm sure Leon can take Hunk over Chris. Elijah, Hunk is pretty much a Umbrella Corporation agent anyway. Okay, let's just play this while I grab another drink.
Okay. Where to start? My name? It's Ethan. Ethan Winters. It's been 3 years since everything happened at the Baker house. I was looking for my wife, who disappeared. I got an email from her. She told me to come get her. And of course, that's how I ended up in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. I found Mia being held captive in a dark basement. She wasn't thinking right.
Whoops.
She attacked me like some kind of wild animal. Later on, I found out that she was infected by a special kind of mold. I looked all over the house trying to find an antidote, a vaccine, anything. The people who lived there were already infected. What was left of them wasn't human. The source of the infection was a bioweapon that looked like a little girl. Her name was Evelyn. I fought the fucked up family and was able to treat Mia's symptoms with a serum. Then Chris Redfield and his soldier buddies showed up and saved the both of us. Is that enough? I really don't want to talk about what happened anymore. It's all over now.
Oh, I was like, whoa!
Let's just say, you know how it seems like there's like phases of Marvel? And it's like Capcom's kind of doing this with this, like they have phases and stuff as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen, You know what? I'm going to do this real quick just because it's a cool little reference to Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. If some of you guys are familiar with Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, before Raoul Duke and Dr. Gonzo go on their little trip to Las Vegas in the pursuit of trying to find the American dream, 24 hours ago, we were sitting out in the Polo Lounge, poolside, throwing back Singapore slings and shots of mezcal on the side. This is mezcal. Mezcal is basically, ladies and gentlemen, is tequila, but made with a different process. Now, tequila, of course, all this information is for people who are 21 plus and up. Mezcal is basically tequila that is made with taking the agave leaves and cooking them in a clay pot compared to steaming them, which is what used to make tequila. It's supposed to be like better, but I don't know how I feel about the fact that their symbol is a skull and crossbones. But yeah, we were having Singapore slings with mezcal on the side. So now I don't know what goes into a Singapore sling, so let's just say I'm having gin and tonic with mezcal on the side. Has the same burn. I guess maybe just because of how it's made. You can charge more. Woo! So right now I'm drinking just like Hunter S. Thompson. And Raoul Duke. Okay,